Good evening. Stunning news out of West Texas tonight. Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia has died. Scalia was found this morning in his room at a Cibolo Creek ranch. Scalia was 79, the longest-serving current justice on the court, nominated in 1986 by Ronald Reagan. The ranch spokesman, Donna Sellers, says Scalia had retired for the evening and was found dead this morning when he did not appear for breakfast. We're going to show you now a live look outside of the Supreme Court tonight. You can see that the flag there is at half-staff out of respect. That's where we find Pete Williams, who remembers one of the leading conservative thinkers on the court.
Solemnly swear.
I, Antonin Scalia, do solemnly swear.
The nation's first Italian-American justice was put on the Supreme Court in 1986 by Ronald Reagan. Though he later became a lightning rod for criticism, he was confirmed unanimously, 98-0, after telling senators he had no plans to reshape the law.
I am not going onto the court with a list of things that I want to do. My only agenda is to be a good judge.
Once there, Scalia became one of the most outspoken conservatives, an author of fiery dissents, and a steadfast opponent of affirmative action in hiring and school admissions, and of abortion rights. The landmark case of Roe v. Wade, he said, was wrongly decided, declaring rights that the founding fathers never intended.
Abortion, homosexual conduct, nobody ever thought that they had been included in the rights contained in the Bill of Rights.
Scalia said judges should be bound by the words of laws they interpret, not the ideas behind them.
We're not governed by the drafter's intent. We're governed by laws. And what the law is not what the drafter intended, but what the drafter enacted.
Though generally unsympathetic to criminal suspects, he led the court in expanding the rights of defendants to confront their accusers in court and limiting a judge's power to use evidence in sentencing unless it was proved during a trial. And he wrote the ruling that said the Second Amendment guarantees an individual's right to own a firearm, the court's most important gun case ever. Scalia was an advocate for conservative causes off the bench, too, helping to establish the Federalist Society, which encouraged the appointment of more right-leaning judges.
Mr. Justice Scalia and his wife, Maureen.
He met his future wife, Maureen, on a blind date when both were in college. They had 9 children, 5 boys and 4 girls. 2 later became lawyers, following their father in a profession he clearly relished.
I like thinking about the law. I like figuring out the right answer to legal problems. It's sort of the top of the heap for a lawyer who has those interests.
And in the process, he became one of the most influential justices in the court's history. Pete Williams, NBC News.
Governor Greg Abbott sharing his thoughts on Scalia's death, saying he was a man of God, a patriot, and an unwavering defender of the written Constitution and the rule of law. He was the solid rock who turned away so many attempts to depart from and distort the Constitution. His fierce loyalty to the Constitution set an unmatched example for all Americans. Texas Supreme Court Justice Don Willett also sent a statement. Justice Antonin Scalia was a Mount Rushmore figure in American law who led a conservative renaissance on the Supreme Court. He boasted a towering intellect, a razor-sharp wit, and an eloquent pen. It's impossible to overstate the profound influence he exerted over American jurisprudence. Our Constitution has lost a fierce champion.